steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Hope you guys have a great night. I might finish what? I'm about to finish before 2:30. Hey man, your boy getting up. Hey, who said I ain't organized? All right, anyways. The Jane Doe stuff was talked a lot yesterday. But I don't want to sit through 20 minutes of updates. So I'm just going to look at day 22 and see if she'll mention Jane Doe if it was that important.
U.S. versus Sean Combs. It's day 22, and it's been a really weird morning. We didn't actually start, or we didn't get Jane on the stand until about 11. There were some evidentiary issues, and then a note was passed to the judge, and he brought lead counsel as well as Tenny Garagos and Alexandra Shapiro into the roving room, obviously the government lead counsel as well. And they didn't come out for quite a long time, which caused a lot of speculation here. And now there was also some speculation, and I did speak to somebody that was very close to the government's case, that there was speculation of somebody very high profile that was friends with Diddy around the courthouse. I do not have any proof of this, or they were around the courthouse at some point. The speculation is, and the rumor is, that it was Kanye West, but again, no proof. I don't have proof, but I do believe that what they were arguing about has, well, I'll just get to it, because when they came out of the roving room, Mark Agnifilo stood up and essentially said that he wanted to make something clear because he didn't have a chance to really argue this properly in the roving room, and he also wanted to ensure that his client heard his argument, and also asked for his client to be part of the next arguments when they discuss this issue. But he started off by saying that, you know, Your Honor, trials are public so that the public can come forward with information that they have while following or viewing these trials. And he kind of said, and that's exactly what happened. So he brought up a January 2024 hotel incident in Las Vegas with a few people present, 7 or 8 people. And it sounded like he wanted the names of these people to be public. And the government did not, and the judge essentially ruled that these names would not become public. But they're still going to have more discussions about this. So, you know, we'll see. But yeah, it was interesting. And if you recall from the direct testimony, Jane had said she took a Vegas trip with another rapper and his girlfriend in January of 2024. And they saw Anton, the adult film star. So this is kind of pertaining to that. So I will get into that portion of the testimony, but this led me to believe, well, number one, was that rapper Kanye West? Number two, did he hear that this was talked about during direct, and did he come forward with more information for the defense to have during their cross-examination? And was that possibly why he was here? I don't know. Again, me speculating. So, but let's get into the facts of today, shall we? So we started back where we left off yesterday with Cassie's lawsuit. Jane got wind of the lawsuit. She was very upset. She said that, you know, she was reading it. She did not realize that Cassie had done the same things that she had done. And she ended up, you know, sharing her feelings with Diddy. And they got into these discussions where Diddy had said to her, this, you know, I didn't know you felt that way type of thing. And, you know, they were not together anymore because we had established they had broken up. She was upset that he took someone else to London, and she was just jealous. Yeah, they broke up. So, but she said to him, you know, like, I felt this way. I felt like 98% of the time I was, you know, obligated, this and that. And we heard a voice note or a voice memo from Diddy that was partially redacted. But he basically said, you know, I didn't know you felt this way. How do I make it right? How do we move forward, et cetera, et cetera. And also, there was some argument about Jane's like diary entries coming into play about how she felt, you know, during this time. I don't think those are going to be entered into evidence because they were, she wrote this after Cassie's lawsuit. So the defense had kind of argued, well, she already saw this settlement. She already saw all of this. So, you know, how is it fair that all of a sudden the wheels are turning? And yeah, so there were text messages read by Tenny. The jury was shown these, I guess. We did not see them, where it was November of 2023, or perhaps December. It was December, sorry, December of 2023. Diddy said, I don't want to fight. What's the solution here? We're going into a new year. And Jane had said she wanted $100,000 per year of being with him and doing these hotel nights, which was 3 years. And she wanted the love contract to play out, and she wanted him to continue to pay his rent. I don't know if he paid her this money. We did not hear about that. But she
said $100,000 a year plus rent. Bro, what? Imagine $100,000. So $100,000 salary, right? That's one thing where people like, oh snap. And this is like a few years ago. So it's $100,000 a few years ago. But like a lot of people might be like, oh, 100 ain't really that. They'll always tell you however much money is. Oh, it's not really that much money. And a lot of times they say that because you got to pay bills. If you get $1 million, you're probably going to get a fancier house. If you get $100,000, you're probably going to get a bigger house, or a house, period. If you get $80,000, you're going to have a fancier apartment or a house as opposed to a more low-end apartment. Just is what it is. The more money, the more you upgrade your things. Imagine getting $100,000 a year, plus you're not even paying rent.
Did not speak to him in all of January, but he still paid her rent, and Christina Coram made sure of that. We also heard from Tenny that she spoke to her friends about this, and one of her friends had said to her, well, you set the tone in your relationship, what do you expect? And that in January, not only did she go to Vegas 2024, but she went to Paris as well. And Tenny made sure to say something that she texted her friends, like, now I just need a Saudi prince, quote unquote. So then they talk about this Vegas trip with this rapper and his girlfriend, how they flew on his private jet. And Tenny said he's an iconic rapper and he's very good friends with Mr. Combs. They are very close. That's why I thought maybe Kanye. I don't know. So she talks about how they landed. They go to a play. They go to dinner. And at dinner, she sees Anton, the adult film star that she and Diddy have used. And she's surprised, but she doesn't say anything. They go to a strip club. Later, they go back to the hotel. And it's the encore, and Anton is having intercourse with another woman on a bed, and there's like 7 or 8 people watching and partying. And I guess this rapper tells her that he's always wanted to do her or be with her, and he thinks she's beautiful, whatever. And Tenny said, oh, is this like before or after you flashed everyone your breasts? And Jane says, I don't remember, but yes, I did flash everyone my breasts. I was dancing in the moment. So again, I was like, oh, is this more information that the defense just got wind of? Because I felt like the government has done a good job of getting ahead of some salacious things, so their witness doesn't necessarily look bad on the stand, etc. So yes, that was that. Then, she also said that they asked her if she knew anyone else in the lifestyle they could call, and she said yes, and she texted Cabral, one of she and Diddy's entertainers, and Tenny was like, okay, well, why'd they ask you that? And she was like, oh, maybe they picked up on my energy, or maybe they knew. And then she talked about seeing Diddy again in February of 2024 for her birthday, and how, he did this great birthday thing for her. And Tenny brings up that she had meetings with both Jane had meetings with both the government and the defense, and the government was present for the defense's meetings. So she brings up, well, did you sleep or be with an entertainer, Dawn, the night of your birthday? Because didn't you say that, Diddy did such a good job with your birthday, you agreed to it? And she said yes, because they did in fact call Dawn the entertainer that night, even though it was their first night together in a long time, etc. She said that she loved what he did for her birthday, so she agreed to Dawn. And then talked about changes in Diddy after Cassie's lawsuit. She said he was more loving, he was acting different, he was more apologetic, he listened. And then we get to their fight in June of 2024. And essentially, Tenny just wanted to sort of say that, or bring up that she started it. They were having a good time. She didn't have proof that this other woman was on this trip with his family that he just took, and that she's the one that slammed his head into the marble, called him a pedo, and said that he's disgusting and that she hates him, threw candles at him, and that he didn't actually put his hands on her until she tried to run out the door or something. And then Tenny kind of said, okay, and then when you came back, he didn't initially like punch you in the head. You started calling him names again, and then you punched him first and he punched you back. And so she just kind of said, she just wanted to get that out there. So again, she wanted to indicate that Jane started it, type of thing. So they have to argue about more evidentiary issues after lunch. This will be my only video of the day because I do have another gig that I have to get to today, but anything that I missed, I will put out for tomorrow. So my apologies, but it's been a pretty weird day, I must say. So we'll see what happens.
Salute to Lauren Collin, as always, for the great recap and things of that sort. Detailed recap with all of our notes. Yeah, weird stuff. I ain't gonna lie. My name's Bennett. I ain't in it. My name is Rashad Milligan. Though, if you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. Until next time, you all please take care of yourselves. Thank you for another great stream. Thank you for all the support. It's never taken for granted. And have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Have a good night. And if nobody else told you today, I care for you. Until next time.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.